What's your non-negotiable? Then ask, what will I not do today? Because success is just as much about what you remove as what you add.
I love Alex Hormozi's advice, but I do think that having a morning routine, no matter how long or how short you have it, it helps ground you. And if you're someone who doesn't have a morning routine and you feel like, you're lost in the day or you feel like you're just always rushing, try to wake up 30 minutes earlier or like an hour earlier to just really get everything set up and figure out what works for you. I used to have like a 2 hour morning routine that was way too long. Then I switched it to like 15 minutes and that was too short. And now I have a good groove of things. What I like to do is first thing in the morning, I always take creatine, and then this is electrolytes. I was thinking about getting the BPN ones, but Element is another really good brand, and it has 1,000 milligrams of sodium. So I take this every single day, but this is like perfect for running as well, because they say for every hour you run, I think you want to take 1,000 milligrams of sodium. So I usually do this, and then the creatine is just something that I take every single day. I use Transparent Labs, but that's because I just have some left over from when I used to work with them. And then what I do is, because on most easy runs, so to break down my workout routine at the moment, it's 4 easy runs a week. And this week we're hitting about 8 to 9 miles. I think the shortest one is 7, and then the other 2 are 8, and the one yesterday was 9. I'll just have dates with easy runs, just because typically, like before when I was just weight training, I usually train fasted. But with running, you're gonna hit a point where you really just get, you can't really bullshit a run, is what I always say. So because I run and then lift right after, I've been just having these. They're easy to eat, and for 2 dates, they're 30 grams of carbs, which is a decent amount. And I think like just having that, although like I'll be done with the run within an hour time, maybe not though, maybe like an hour 20. I still lift afterwards, and I just want to have some energy. So try dates out if you don't like to eat in the morning, because they give you a decent amount of carbs. Like literally 2 of these has 30 grams of carbs. So it's very easy to eat. And then on my long runs, so like the Sundays when I run, or my track workouts where you really want to perform, I'll have the same thing, 2 dates, and then I'll have these like mini bagels with peanut butter. And I'll usually have 2 of those, or I'll have a full bagel, whichever one I have on hand. And then I'll have a cup of coffee. And that coffee, I know you're supposed to wait a little bit for the caffeine, but honestly, it kind of just gets the bowels moving, if that makes sense. But yeah, that's typically been my morning routine. And then what I like to do is I try to stay off of my phone. Like I haven't touched it yet. Most days I'm pretty good, some days I'm not. But I like to listen to like a motivational video or like a speaker. Someone I listened to a lot recently his name's Jim Rohn. And actually, he was the one I was just listening to today. But if you look at the middle, he's that old guy right there. He gives a lot of wealth building advice. It's not just although sometimes I like to listen to the David Goggins style, and where it's like just work harder and, push through, like those type of motivations. His is more so about wealth building discipline, and just a different type of motivation, So I try to listen to that. What I'll usually finish off with right after this is I'll make my bed, and I'll do some like stretching on a yoga mat, and I try to do some static stretching at home, and then when I get to wherever I go run, it's just a quick dynamic warm up. What I used to do was I would do all the static stretching and dynamic warm up there, but bro, that just took like way too long. So now I just do most of my stuff here that I don't have to move around too much for, and then I'll go there. So yeah, try to find what works for you. But if you're doing something like a marathon prep, you want to take your time to fuel up properly, and also to stretch out and warm up in the mornings, because your body will eventually start to, even with me, if I forget to warm up correctly, and if I don't, like I've been pretty bad about it this week, but stretch at nighttime, it sometimes wears me down. So yeah, if you could take one note away from this video, is get yourself a morning routine that works for you. And if you're contemplating running, if you're lifting, the fueling part, it is up to you. But if you're running, I think having carbs in your body will help, and running fuel is always going to be better, especially when you start to approach over an hour runs. Also, like I told you guys yesterday, this balcony, show you what it kind of looks like. It's honestly not that big, but this has just been my peace morning and nighttime. Like to end off the night or like to end off work, I'll come out here, do some workout here. And then in the mornings, I'll just sit out here, drink my cup of coffee, kind of like listen to the motivation stuff. And you know, it's funny how you don't appreciate things until you're about to lose it. It is so true, but it's just funny.
It's close to your mind. Because your mind is your engine.
I'm in the pocket like Burrow. When I'm back home, no, they treat me like Robert De Niro. Took her to talk about butter and churro. Took her home, gave her a cinnamon swirl. I left it in, now I got her €1. Zeros on zeros on zeros. That's what my bank account balance.
All right, y'all. That's 8 miles, 1:10, 34 seconds total, 8:49 pace. Today was really, really good. I don't know why. Tell me, you other runners out there, let me know if this is the same for you, but I feel like the first day back after a full rest day, my legs aren't like used to running because it's had a whole day off. So the second day typically is my best one where it feels the best, but I don't know. Maybe I'm just not recovering correctly. But yeah, that's 8 miles down. I want to share actually a quote with you guys because I'm listening to Chris Williamson's Modern Wisdom podcast, and he has a show on with Mark Manson. There's a quote that said, "You don't serve people from your cup, you serve people from the source that overflows from the cup." And yeah, when I was running, I was like, I had to write that down because it's so true. It's like, you know, if your cup is half full and then you're giving someone else some of whatever that water is inside, right? You're probably not being as effective as if you had a full cup and then you shared what was overflowing. If that makes sense. I don't know, it makes sense to me. But I'm about to go do this push day. It's already like 12 o'clock, so we're gonna do this push day, and then I'm gonna go to the shoe store because I want to swap out those shoes for a different pair, just because the Asics are good, but I think they're a bit too cushiony, and I just want to lift something a little bit more for performance, especially since I'm training a lot more now and our miles are starting to get higher. Plus I'm trying to hit these faster paces. We're now, what's this, week 8, so 13 weeks out from the marathon. So we're 13 weeks out, which means we're getting close to halfway from when I started. I really want to be performing my best and getting the best paces while also running easy, right? Enough yapping. Gonna go get this workout in. Pre-workout, Transparent Labs. Again, I don't work with them anymore, but I just have a lot of their products and I like them. But this is some BCAAs I had from this morning. I mix it up with some electrolytes, and then I kind of drink half of it on the way to like the run. I park like across the street from the gym, and I'll drink half of the drink, and then it melts, and then I mix in the pre-workout. So yeah, you just put it in like that. I'm gonna throw on this little pump cover, and just like that, we're ready to go lift. Straight from 8 mile run to a lift. I'm gonna try to lift for like an hour and then call it.
All right, what's up guys? So I know this is something a little bit different than what I normally would do, but I figured I'd hop on here and do a little voiceover to update you guys as far as where I'm at with my training and how my training currently looks like. Also, it's crazy because I feel more natural when the camera's on me, which is why I have this recording right here. But so far my training is pretty simple. It's just push-pull legs. I was gonna do 3 days of full body a week, and that's what I started with at first. But honestly, I believe in that if you really wanna like go hard and achieve something, you kind of have to prioritize something like marathon training first. So instead of me trying to do leg days, legs in every single workout, which is more optimal to maintain muscle and grow muscle, honestly, for me, I just want to get faster with my marathons, get more efficient. So push-pull legs has worked really well for me. I started off with full body 3 days a week at first, but then I switched to this probably when I started to get up towards like 30 to 40 miles a week. So right now we're doing a push day, and like push days, realistically with these workouts, I'm not trying to go super, super hard, because you have to remember that if you're trying to like achieve something specific, like I'm trying to go sub 3, marathon focus is your primary focus. So you can't really do everything. There's like a saying that goes, if you try to do everything, you don't do anything, or something like that. So like you really want to focus and choose what your priority is and just go all in on that. And that's what I'm doing right now. Right now it's marathon prep. I'll try to build up some more muscle afterwards, but I'm trying to just maintain what I have and stay injury free from my workouts. So I'm not doing like deadlifting, I'm not squatting, because imagine like me getting injured from a deadlift or a squat, and then I'm out from marathon training for like 2-3 weeks, you know? So that's kind of what I'm doing right now. And I'm sticking to like really basic bodybuilding movements, a lot of dumbbells, a lot of machines. And, you know, I know the benefits of compound movements, but again, we're pretty deep in marathon prep. We're 9-10 weeks into our 21-week marathon prep. I'm halfway there. So be sure you watch the next video, because I'm going to talk about kind of where I'm at with this marathon and kind of like what my thoughts are for the next steps of this marathon, because I do have a couple ideas in mind. But yeah, this is where I'm at right now. Physique looks pretty good though. I'm not gonna lie. Like, for how I'm training and, you know, training 3 days a week and also running so much, I feel like I'm maintaining a decent amount of muscle. And yeah, I think like the physique looks pretty good. The main thing is right now, like, marathon training takes so much time, bro. Like, you don't understand. It literally takes, so if you think about it, my runs are about 90 minutes long. Bro, that's for like a 9 to 10 mile run, right? And then you add on a lifting day, that's like another hour. That's 2 hours and 30 minutes of training. So it's a lot of dedication with time, and I'm trying my best to be as efficient as I can. So with my training, you know, 5 movements each, keeping to machines. Like, I don't want to be in the gym for an hour and a half on top of marathon training. That's the days where I usually run and then lift right afterwards, because that's just what my time allows. I can't do 2-a-days. Plus, that's just going to be an extra like 30 minutes to get ready for the second session. So for me, it doesn't really make sense to do that. Yeah, guys, hopefully you guys enjoy this type of voiceover. Let me know if you like this type of style where I just kind of come on here and kind of share and yap a little bit. But yeah, marathon training is going really, really well right now. Be sure you tune into the next video. I'm going to talk more about kind of like where my mind is at with this marathon prep. And, you know, I have a couple different races in mind, and I'm thinking of switching things up, but I don't know yet. So yeah. All right, I'm going to stop yapping. Talk to you guys later.
No.
Peace.
You guys watched the first marathon prep video, but I went to a shoe store called Roadrunners out here in San Diego. I think they're over California, but they have this return policy, which is a crazy return policy, but it's 90-day returns if you sign up for the VIP program. And like, it's so simple. So I had the A6 Nimbus 27s, which were like a max cushion shoe, and I knew I wanted to test out a training shoe at some point, just because like with max cushion, they're really, really comfortable, but I also want to hit like certain paces and like really get my training, like pick it up a little bit, right? So what I was going to look at was the Endorphin Speed 5s, but they also said these came out recently and they're a bit more affordable. So these are the New Balance Fuel Cells. So we're going to try these out. I think I still want to try the Endorphin Speed 5s as well, but I think I'm going to try these out first, just because one, they're fresh. Like, they literally, I was going to go with the other ones, but these are clean, bruh. And they just came out, and they're supposedly really good performance as well. So I'm going to try these out and see how they feel. And then, you know, if I want to try out the Endorphin Speed 5s, I can. The coolest thing is, they even say, they're like, yeah, if you just, you know, if you're not happy with them, the policy is literally just go in there and try it. So yeah, it's such a dope store. So I'm going to try that. And then I also tried on the Nike Alpha Fly 3s, which are like a little bit more popular than the Vaporflies I have. Bruh, they feel really good. They're like $40 more expensive, but they felt really good. So I'm going to keep rocking with my Vaporflies because I've only used it once, like one single run. So we'll see, but I'm excited to run with these. We got that done. Now we're going to go to the coffee shop and we're going to do a little bit of editing. I got to get started on the YouTube video that you guys would be seeing last week. So we can go do that. And yeah, guys, this is, it's been a good day so far. It's been a good day. Also, by the way, I am really liking this lens. Like between the size of it and just it looks so nice. I think I'm gonna keep this one. I think I'm going to end up selling the 16 to 25, which if you guys are interested, hit me up. But I really like the size of this lens and I don't miss the zoom like I thought I would, but when I've had to, again, I can just punch in like that. Otherwise, I don't miss the zoom. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with this.
So I almost ended this vlog without showing you guys the Ninja Creami. So this is my first time using it and we're gonna go through this together. I already took it out and kind of let it defrost a little bit, but I just saw a comment on TikTok that said to throw it in the microwave for like 30 seconds and let it defrost. So I'm just gonna do that real quick. All right. So we got that there. Now what you're supposed to do is, you see that like kind of tip, that little bubble up top? You're supposed to scrape it so that way it's flat. And like that. That way the machine can kind of cut into it. We're gonna put it inside this thing. This is the holster. So all you do is open it up. Boom. Lock into place. Now we just put it into this machine. Turn it all the way up. Alright, so we just finished the first spin. I'm told that sometimes you might have to do multiple, but let's see. Okay. I don't know, it's pretty soft here. Yeah, I don't know, guys. Look. It's pretty soft. If you can you see that? Like, yeah, I guess they said that if you put it in the microwave, you might not need to respin it. This is literally just the protein shake. I didn't put any guar gum in it. I know I'm supposed to put in like guar gum, I'm supposed to put in regular milk, but this was just straight protein shake. So it's not bad, like the consistency. So now what you do is you dig a hole, and I got some toppings to throw in. So I went out and I copped a couple of these Reese's Thins. So I'm gonna throw like 2 in there, maybe 3. I think I'll throw like 3 in there. This might have just started a new obsession of mine. And then we're gonna throw some of these chocolate chips inside. Alright, so I'll show you guys what it looks like quickly. So we got the Reese's, the chocolate chips, that's the ice cream. It's our first one, so let's go a little crazy. I'm gonna throw a little bit of peanut butter, just like that much, into it. And if this works out well, I will be a happy, happy man. Now you put it back in the container, and we throw it back on. But this time we're gonna select the mix-in. Alright guys, are we ready for the final reveal? Come on. Oh my gosh. Bruh, this looks fire. Bro, look at that. So the consistency isn't there yet. The shake I used was this, and they say you're supposed to use the Fairlife milk and then scoop it and then mix it with the protein scoop, like protein powder, because you can tell this is water-based, I think, because this is very, like, it tastes really good, but you can tell it's like, it's icy. It's not like smooth, you know what I mean? So I think what you're supposed to do is use like regular milk and then mix in the protein, because then it doesn't come out with like tiny ice chips, if that makes sense. But I mean, like, this is still really good. Like, this really tastes like Halo Top a little bit. You know how Halo Top isn't like the smoothest ice cream? That's kind of what it's like. But for the calories, it's 170 calories, 26 grams of protein, and then you have the Reese's and stuff like that. So it's probably at like 300 calories or so. Honestly, I'm gonna be using this like every single night. This is a dangerous game. I really don't know why it took me a year to open this box and get this thing set up, but now that I have, I will be using this every single night for the rest of however long I'm in this apartment and however long I have this machine. I don't even know, but this is definitely worth the investment if you can get your hands on one. All right, y'all, I'm gonna end off the vlog here though. Thank you guys as usual for watching. Bruh, the fireworks are going crazy right now. I don't know if you can still see it. Nah, you can't see it, but it's 4th of July right now, so the fireworks are going crazy, and I had some dope drone shots that maybe I'll throw it at the end of this video. Thank you guys, as always, for tuning in. Appreciate you guys for watching. If there's anything you guys ever want to see with marathon prep, with my general life, or whatever it is, feel free to drop a comment down below. Let me know. But hopefully you guys are enjoying these constant uploads. And be sure to subscribe if you aren't, because it really does help the channel, and it lets me know that you guys are watching. All right, y'all. Peace.